people, it's Rickita and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I want to talk about home buying tips for first-time home buyers. Now remember, you guys, everybody is a first-time home buyer every 6 months. So every 6 months, you're technically a first-time home buyer, and I will go into that because that's one of my tips for you guys. So let's go right on into, a few tips that I have for you guys. So if you're a first-time home buyer, I suggest that you try to get the best interest rate that you can get when you start off. Now, when I say when you start off, you can get a house. At first, before Corona, you'd be able to get a house at a 500 credit score. You just had to put more money down. But that interest rate would have been higher than if you would have had a better credit score. So now you got to have that 580 credit score, and then they're going to ask you to put the 3.5% down. If you get over that 620 mark, you could possibly put no money down. I suggest that you guys make sure that your credit score is as high as you can get it. And remember, to get your credit score really high, just make sure you have those 4 credit cards on your credit reports, those 2 installment accounts on your credit reports. Make sure that you're paying on time and you keep the balance on your credit cards, and you can get your credit score over that 700 mark. So make sure you're following those steps, and you should see your credit score really shoot up and stay up, you guys, okay? So make sure you get your credit score as high as you can get it, because you're going to get a better interest rate. You probably going to have an option to put no money down, which is a good option, you guys, especially if you don't have to pay money. If you don't have to pay extra money for not putting no money down. Sometimes they're going to give you a second mortgage. So it's like you put no money down, but you're technically paying it. You're paying that second mortgage. But if you can get to the point where you're not putting no money down because you got the credit or whatever the case may be, then I suggest that you go ahead and go that route. But make sure that y'all have your credit score as high as you can get it. But keep this in mind too. Sometimes your interest rate is not going to be that much of a difference when it comes down to your mortgage, or come down to, getting a loan. Sometimes people say, I'm just going to wait for a better interest rate. And then they wait, and then it's only, 0.25% lower. And it's like, well, you could have got the house for cheaper, but now you're paying more for the house because you waited. The market changes, you guys. So sometimes, you can buy a house right now, like before Corona, you guys. Let's say this. Before Corona, you can be able to get that house for $100,000, right? As soon as Corona hit and they start having these low interest rates, everybody want to buy a house. Oh, I need to get a house. I need to get a house. This is a perfect opportunity. Interest rates are so low. So now you're going to be paying $160, $150 for that same house. But yeah, you got your interest rate lower, but now you're paying way more for the house, which means that interest, it wouldn't have compared. The amount you would have paid in 30 years would never compare to how much you would have actually paid for overspending on that house now, you guys. So that's what I mean. If the market is really hot for you right now and you know that the houses are really cheap, jump on it, you guys. Get in there. Because you can easily sell that house in a few years and get that equity out of there, but if you overpay for a house, you always at the top. It's no selling. When you sell, you're going to be breaking even on it. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what I mean, make sure you stick around. I'm going to go into greater detail about, buying a house, what happens when you're upside down in your house, because a lot of people are going to be upside down in their house pretty soon. Just watch. Next year, you're going to see a lot. And I just want to tell you guys what you guys can do about that. So get in where you fit in. If you need to buy a house right now and interest rates are really low, then go ahead and buy. But I suggest that you wait till the price of the house is really low compared to the interest rate being really low, you guys. Because you can always refinance a house. I tell you guys all the time about refinancing a car. So when you refinance a car, all you have to do is just go get a new loan for that car. All you'll do is get a new loan for your house, and they'll go ahead and pay off your old loan and give you a better interest rate, you guys. So don't worry so much about, that interest rate. As long as the money is there, meaning that you're getting a good price on the house, you're not overpaying for it, and you still got a lot of equity in there. So when you do refinance, you can possibly take, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 out to buy you a rental property or something like that, then I suggest that that's the house that you should get. And don't worry too much about that interest rate, because in a year you can go ahead and just refinance. When the rates go back lower, or if you get your credit score up even more, you can just go ahead and refinance. Don't worry about that, you guys, okay? So the second tip that I want, I don't want to name them, number them, because I'm going through like a billion of them. But the next tip that I have for you guys is I want to make sure that you guys are getting that inspection. Now, the inspection is not mandatory. The inspection is not mandatory, you guys. When y'all want to buy a house, they're not going to say you have to get an inspection to see if something's wrong with this property. You can get the house without getting an inspection. You got to get the appraisal, so they're going to see, how much the house is worth and if there's any major things wrong with it. But And I mean, when I say major, I mean like safety hazards. Sometimes they can miss things, you guys, or it could be a minor thing that turns into something really major. So I always tell people to get that inspection. Get that inspection on the property. I don't care how much you think that you're, I don't know about properties. I've been watching all these videos about properties. No, let a professional. All they do is look at houses. They see different things. They see things from a mile away. They see things pop up all the time. Let them look at these houses, you guys. And all you have to do is let them do that inspection, and they should be able to give you a report and let you know everything that's wrong with that property. Now, a lot of times, too, depending on what inspector you get, I know the inspector I was using for a lot of my clients, he was charging $350, and if it was a 4-unit, he charged them $600. So definitely understand that you have to pay for this service, but it's going to be money well spent. Trust me. Go ahead and pay for that. And I know the lender said, hey, if you pay for that with a check, we can actually take that amount out of your closing so you can bring less to closing. So that is a good thing too, you guys. So definitely go ahead and get that inspection. And remember too, make sure, I understand everybody want to get their dream house. I don't want this house so much. I don't know, maybe because I just like to move around so much. I just can't get attached too much to any property. Like, I like properties, but at the same time, I want to know what's the investment like. I don't want you to be in a house that you like so much and now you pay too much for it. You know what I mean? You knew you couldn't afford it, but you just like this house so much that you just really, really wanted, you couldn't live without it. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to make sure that you're getting a great deal on the house. Look for houses that got great deals. Like, oh my gosh, if I buy this house, I'll have $20,000 in equity. I'll have you have $20,000 in equity, or you have $10,000, $15,000. You'll have some equity when you buy this house, because you can always paint it if you don't like the color. You can always get a wall knocked down. You can always do things like that when you got equity, right? But the thing is, too, you're going to have a low payment on your house when you have that equity. Your payment may be lower, too, on your house. And on top of that, too, when your payment is lower, that means that you're not stressing. You can always fix something that you don't like about the house. But if you overspend for a house because you really, really like it, and you just have to have it, man, if something was to happen, you're going to really be stressing to try to figure out how to keep that payment up, you guys. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes down to buying a house. And remember, my major tip is to just get started. If you want to buy a house, go ahead and look down the description. I have a form that you guys can fill out, and I can look up different houses for you. I can find your realtor in your area. I can help you fix your credit so that you can buy a house. But just get started. Don't watch these videos all day and then wonder, like, man, why is it not my turn? It's your turn right now. You just got to jump on in the game. So all I want you to do is start repairing your credit if your credit is bad. If you over that, I say try to get to the 620. If 620 is easy to get, extra 40 points is not going to, be hard. So if you're already at that 620 mark, start getting pre-approved right now. Start looking for the houses you want to buy, because a lot of times you're paying more for rent than you would pay for mortgage. So get in the game. And if you don't like a property, say if you like Rickita, I just want to, I want to be like you. I want to be able to get a house where it's so much cheaper to the point where I'm paying $400 less than I was paying for rent. That $400 you can put towards, opening your new business, not working so much. A lot of people work a lot of overtime just to pay for a house that they're renting. So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to just take these steps and get started, you guys. Just get started. And if you want me to go into more details, because I can definitely go into more details, just call and text me, 833-RICKITA, and we can set up a call where we can actually go into these details on what you got to do to actually buy a home, you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you guys text SCORE to 21,000, and when you text the SCORE to 21,000, I will go ahead and send you a link so that you can be entered into my drawing of $100 cash app, and it will be on the 1st of every month, you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Do is, if you want to try my trick, I want you to opt into Factor Trust. So to opt into Factor Trust, you have to go ahead and click here. So this is the website. I'll have it down in the description. I want you to opt into Factor Trust. So when you opt into Factor Trust, all you're doing is telling them, hey, I want to get credit card offers. And you have to apply. You have to actually give them your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth. They're a credit bureau. So they're similar to, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the 3 major ones. But go ahead and click submit. After you click submit, then you want to go ahead and enter that information that I told you that you'll have to submit. Go ahead and submit the information and click confirm. Now, when you submit this, remember, you're telling them, I want offers. So be prepared to get a lot of offers in the mail. But that's good because remember, you're trying to build your credit score up. And for you to build your credit score up, you need at least 4 credit cards. Now, let me show you what you can do after you actually opt in. After you opt in, then you have a chance of getting approved for credit cards without them actually checking your credit score. So let's go ahead and go to victoriassecrets.com because that's an easy website where you can just test and see if you can do the opt-in. You don't have to get the credit cards, but you can see if you get the pop-up saying you're pre-approved without them checking your credit scores and without them actually give you that hard inquiry. So let's go to victoriassecrets.com. So after we go to victoriassecrets.com, I want you to put $200 to $250 worth of items in your cart. I already have items in my cart because I did not clear my cookies. So if you try this trick and it's not working for you, I want you to clear your cookies. I want you to clear your cookies and I want you to go into incognito mode. And if you want me to go through that, let me just run through it really quickly. You don't have to ask. I'll just do it. Let's go ahead and click the 3 dots here at the top. So it's 3 dots at the top and go to settings. After you go to settings, I want you to put pop into the box. And I'm going to kind of go fast because I don't want to, if you already know this, I don't want to, pull you through it. But I want you to go ahead and click here where you see it's highlighted with the pop. Go ahead and click there, scroll to the bottom, and you want to make sure that you click pop here, and then you allow pop-ups. You make sure that it says allowed. So make sure it says allowed on your computer. Go ahead and click enter again on pop. Let's go ahead and just put pop in again. I want you to go to clear browsing data. That's your cookies. That's when they track you. They know where you've been. So far they say I've been to 169 sites. I downloaded 10 items. Like they know too much, right? So I want you to clear your data. So after you clear your data, they're not going to have this information anymore. So I want you to go to the Victoria's Secrets website, but I want you to do it in an incognito mode. I'm able to do it without incognito, but I want you to see what it looks like to do it in incognito. And this is actually called the shopping cart trick, what we're going to be doing. So I want you to put Victoria's Secrets here, click submit, click enter, and I want you to put that $200 to $250 worth of items in your cart. So I like to just go ahead and hover over sleep and go to cami sets. But again, it can be any $200 to $250 that you want to go ahead and pick the items. You can pick them yourself. You don't have to go ahead and follow these items, but I suggest you follow them, but you don't have to. And you can always rewind, slow it down, or whatever it takes so that you can go ahead and get this trick to work for you. So I like to click the small. And I like to get 4 of them. And so I get the same items. I don't like to go ahead and get different items. I think it's just too much work and it's not necessary. So I want to add this to my bag. Now I want to click checkout. Now, as you can see here, the items is actually only $198, but with taxes, it's going to put me over that $200 mark. So I'm not concerned about it. So I'm going to click checkout. After you click checkout, you want to check out as a guest. So go ahead and click checkout as a guest. Now, I want you to go ahead and type your information in, that same information that you put into Factor Trust. I want you to put your first and last name here, your address here. I want you to put your phone number and your email address in. And the only reason why you want to put that same exact information, that's because when the Factor Trust sent your information over to these credit card companies, the only thing that they gave them was your name, your address, your phone number, and your email address so that they can mail you stuff, they can email you things, you can get all these different offers, right? So put that same information in here, but I'm going to type this information in of the client that I have. So remember, you want to make sure that this is that same information. If you do not put the information in correct, then they're not going to go ahead and give you that pop-up that I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm just typing in all the information that you will have to put in so that you can get that pop-up. And keep this in mind too. There's over 60 different credit cards that allow you to get credit cards without them checking your credit score. So go ahead, if you get approved for this one, if you get the pop-up, I want you to get the shopping cart trick guide in the description where you can see those 60 different credit cards. So I have all of the information put in. So I just want to verify that everything is correct so we can get the pop-up. So far, everything is correct. I want to click continue to delivery. So after you click continue to delivery, this is the pop-up that you're going to get. It's going to say, congratulations, you're pre-approved for the Victoria's Secret credit card. And this is the pop-up for all of the companies. You should get the same exact pop-up saying that you're pre-approved. Now, they're asking you to pick which credit card you want to get. So I always like to get the pink. If you watch this plenty of times because you're trying to master this trick, then you know I love the pink card. So I'm going to click accept now. And what they're going to ask you for is they want you to put your date of birth here, your last four digits of your social twice, and they want you to go ahead and check this box here and click finish, submit for review. So that is what they want you to put here. And remember, after you go ahead and put this information in, they're going to let you know, congratulations, you're pre-approved for $500. You're pre-approved for $1,000. Now, I don't suggest that you actually, buy the things on this. I don't suggest that you go ahead and get it. What I would do is I would just exit out. So I would click that X right there. And after they tell you how much you're approved for, they're going to send you that card in the mail. So you can go ahead and look at my guide down in the description. It's called the Shopping Cart Trick Guide, and you'll be able to get those same credit cards that's on that guide. And remember, they're not going to be checking your credit score, and they're not going to be pulling your credit reports, giving you that hard inquiry. But if you have problems with hard inquiries, then go ahead and look down in the description. I have the hard inquiry removal guide also, where you can go ahead and remove inquiries from your credit reports. But yes, guys, I taught you guys the trick. So now I want you just to implement it. And remember, you want to opt into Factor Trust. After you opt into Factor Trust, it's going to be so many different offers coming in the mail. And now they're going to tell these different companies that you want to get the credit card, which is going to make it easier for you to be able to get them. So if you have any questions, go ahead and call or text me. My phone number is 833-Rickita. And remember, I'm always here for you. So you can always call or text me. You're my assistants. We're definitely here for you. And if you want me to try to see if I can do this trick for you, I also have a section in the description that says, click here if you want me to try to do the trick for you. And usually that trick can be done within 24 hours so I can see if I can get you pre-approved. If you have any questions, like I said, call or text me. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment with your Cash App so you can be entered into my monthly drawing.